Welcome everyone! In today's video, join a group of friends as they take on the adventure of building a wooden cabin deep in the forest. Watch how teamwork, creativity, and determination come together to bring this cozy hideaway to life. Stay with us until the end to see the final result. You won't want to miss it. The journey starts with the group carefully positioning concrete blocks on the forest floor. These blocks will serve as the foundation for the entire structure, providing stable support for the floor frame. On top of the concrete base, they begin assembling the wooden beams, connecting them securely to form the frame of the floor. Once the frame is in place, they carefully lay down large wooden planks, one by one, to create a smooth and sturdy surface, the foundation of their future cabin. When it comes to building the walls, they take a thoughtful and practical approach. Instead of assembling the structure piece by piece while it's standing, they first construct each wall panel individually on the ground. This allows them to work with precision and ease, carefully measuring, cutting, and joining each wooden beam and plank to form sturdy wall frames. Once a section is completed, the team works together to lift it upright and secure it in place. Bit by bit, wall after wall is raised, transforming the open platform into a recognizable cabin form. The sound of hammers echoes through the forest as each wall stands firm, locked tightly with the others. With patience, determination, and a strong sense of teamwork, they finally complete the entire wall structure. One by one, each section is lifted and secured into place, until all the pieces come together to form a solid and unified enclosure. The wooden walls now stand firm and strong, surrounding the cabin space like a protective shield. This marks a significant milestone in their journey. Meanwhile, on the other side of the site, a few members of the group are hard at work sawing logs. With steady hands and focused effort, they cut through each thick piece of wood, preparing fresh timber for the next stages of construction. The rhythmic sound of saws slicing through wood echoes through the trees, blending with the peaceful forest atmosphere. These carefully cut logs will soon become beams, supports, or panels, essential parts of the growing cabin. Their effort ensures that the team always has the materials they need to keep the project moving forward. To handle the heavy workload and ensure a steady supply of quality lumber, the team brings in a large industrial wood splitter. It's a powerful machine designed to handle thick, solid logs with ease. Working together, they lift and position each log onto the splitter. As the machine powers up, its steel blade drives down with controlled force, cleanly slicing through the timber. One by one, the rough logs are transformed into neatly split, square-edged beams, uniform in size, strong in structure, and perfect for building. The sound of the machine echoes through the forest, a rhythmic hum of progress as piles of freshly cut beams grow beside them. These solid wooden pieces will soon become the framework for the roof, support columns, or other critical parts of the cabin. It's a blend of muscle and machinery, precision and teamwork, all coming together to prepare the materials needed for the next phase of their ambitious forest build. With the freshly cut beams now ready, the team begins assembling them into ladder-like frames, evenly spaced wooden structures that resemble oversized rungs. These ladder-shaped structures are then lifted up and positioned along the top edges of the cabin walls, following the perimeter of the structure. One by one, they are secured tightly in place, forming the upper framework that will eventually support the roof. Inside the cabin, the team shifts their focus to building the interior loft. They begin by securing horizontal wooden beams across the walls, carefully measuring and aligning each one to form a sturdy support frame. These cross beams will serve as the foundation for the loft floor, a raised platform that adds an extra layer of usable space within the cabin. With each beam firmly anchored into place, the structure inside starts to take on new depth and dimension. The loft framework not only enhances the layout, but also brings a sense of warmth and coziness, hinting at the multi-level design that will make this forest retreat even more functional and inviting. Back at the saw station, the machine continues to hum steadily, tirelessly slicing through thick logs. One after another, long wooden planks are produced, clean, straight, and uniform in size. These freshly cut boards are being prepared specifically for the next major phase of construction, the roof. As preparations for the roof move forward, the team begins work on one of the most critical structural elements, a central ridge beam. This long horizontal beam will run across the top of the cabin, acting as the backbone of the roof's framework. The team works together to lift the heavy beam, guiding it into position with care and precision. Once it's aligned properly and anchored firmly atop the wall frames, it creates a strong central spine that defines the peak of the roof. With the central ridge beam now securely in place, the team moves on to shaping the rest of the roof. Starting from the ridge, they begin attaching angled rafters that extend downward toward the top edges of the side walls. Each beam is carefully measured, cut at precise angles, and then fitted into position to create a strong triangular frame. These diagonal wooden rafters form the skeleton of the sloped roof, giving the cabin its classic pitched shape. Once the angled rafters are all firmly in place, the team turns their attention to the next phase of the roof construction. They begin installing evenly spaced horizontal battens across the sloping rafters along narrow wooden strips that will serve as the base for the roofing material. With the wooden framework fully prepared, the team moves on to the final stage of roofing, laying down the metal sheets. They've chosen corrugated tin panels for their durability, lightweight nature, and ability to withstand the elements. Working carefully and efficiently, they lift each sheet up to the rooftop and position it along the wooden battens. The rhythmic clinking of metal echoes through the trees as the roof steadily comes together. Back inside the cabin, the team turns their attention to an important detail that will bring light and life into the space, the windows. They begin by measuring and marking the precise locations where each window will be placed, making sure they are well positioned to allow natural light to pour in and to frame the surrounding forest views. Once the positions are set, they carefully saw through the wooden wall panels, removing sections of the structural beams to create the openings. After the openings are made, they begin reinforcing each one by attaching additional wooden planks along the inside edges. These boards are meticulously measured and nailed into place to form strong square frames, the foundation for installing the future windows. The new frames not only add strength, but also give the rough openings a clean, finished appearance. As each window space takes shape, the once solid wooden walls begin to open up, revealing a more inviting and breathable interior. It's a transformative step that hints at the comfort and charm the completed cabin will soon offer. Back at the saw station, the team shifts their focus to producing a different type of lumber. This time, instead of thick beams or structural supports, they begin crafting thin wooden planks intended for wall paneling. The powerful saw hums steadily as each log is carefully guided through, slicing into smooth, even boards. With stacks of freshly cut wooden planks now ready, the team begins the process of cladding the cabin's interior walls. Each board is carefully selected and positioned horizontally, starting from the bottom of the wall and working their way upward. The planks are laid in a slightly overlapping fashion, with the top edge of each new board covering the upper portion of the one below it. This technique not only creates a visually appealing layered pattern, but also enhances the wall's ability to shed moisture and resist drafts, a practical detail that improves both insulation and durability. As they nail each plank firmly into place, the rough cabin walls gradually disappear beneath a clean, uniform surface of warm-toned wood. As the need for more building material grows, the team sets out once again to gather wood from the surrounding forest. Moving with purpose, they search for suitable logs, straight, solid, and seasoned enough for construction. After selecting and cutting the right pieces, they begin the laborious task of loading the heavy logs onto a small cart or vehicle. The vehicle, now piled high with raw wood, slowly makes its way back through the forest trails toward the worksite. Back at the build site, attention turns once again to the cabin walls. On one side, the team continues steadily adding wooden planks to enclose the structure. Working methodically, they position each board with care, nailing them into place along the wall frame. The planks fit tightly together, overlapping slightly to ensure good coverage and protection from wind and rain. With every new board added, gaps disappear, and the wall grows more solid and secure. The natural grain of the wood adds warmth and character, while the overlapping horizontal lines give the wall a clean, finished look. As the work progresses, the team decides to add a thoughtful touch to improve the interior lighting. A window on the side of the sloped roof, positioned specifically to bring natural light into the loft area. After ensuring the window is properly sealed, they return to enclosing the rest of the roof section. Inside the cabin, the team begins the careful task of installing the electrical wiring, a crucial step in bringing modern convenience to their rustic retreat. Coils of wire are unrolled, measured, and threaded through the wooden frame, snaking behind wall panels and through drilled holes in the beams. They work methodically, making sure each wire is secured and tucked neatly out of sight while still remaining accessible for future maintenance. With the electrical wiring now in place, they begin by fitting thick and thick soft insulation bats into the wall cavities, pressing each one snugly between the wooden studs. Once the insulation was installed, they began sealing the walls with wood planks, covering them with insulation, and finishing the interior surfaces. Each plank was precisely measured, cut, and nailed, creating delicate lines and natural wood textures. The team moves on to another important milestone, installing the front door. They carefully bring over the solid wooden door, handcrafted to match the rustic style of the cabin. At the entrance, the door frame has already been reinforced and leveled, ensuring a perfect fit. Working together, they lift the door and position it precisely within the frame. Returning to the unfinished sections of the cabin, the team resumes work on the interior walls. With the insulation and wiring already tucked behind the framework, they begin the satisfying task of closing everything in with wooden wall boards. Each plank is carefully chosen, measured, and trimmed to fit snugly into place, following the natural rhythm of the cabin's design. Starting from where they left off, they work their way across the remaining open areas, aligning each board with care to maintain clean, even lines. The sound of hammers tapping and nails sinking into wood echoes gently through the space as the walls slowly take shape. The warm tones and textures of the wood add character and coziness to the room, replacing the exposed framework with a smooth, natural finish. The walls now feel like they belong, rooted in the forest just beyond them, wrapping the space in a comforting layer of wood and warmth. With the walls now fully enclosed, the team shifts their focus to the upper loft, a cozy elevated space designed for rest or storage. To complete it, they begin installing the floor. Working atop the sturdy horizontal beams they had fixed earlier, they start laying down wooden planks one by one, forming the base of the loft. With the loft floor complete and the cabin taking shape, attention turns upward to the ceiling. To give the space a finished and polished look, he begins covering the exposed roof beams with carefully cut wooden planks. Working from one end of the cabin to the other, he fits each board snugly into place, following the slope of the roof. The natural grain of the wood adds warmth and texture, turning the once open rafters into a beautifully paneled ceiling. With the interior nearly complete, the team turns their focus to one of the most essential features for life in the woods, the installation of a wood-burning stove. This will not only serve as a heating source during cold forest nights, but also bring a comforting warmth to the cabin year-round. Before setting the stove in place, they take extra care to prepare the area for safety. These protective layers are designed to shield the surrounding wood from heat and potential sparks, ensuring both safety and long-term durability. Once the fireproofing is in place, they carefully position the heavy cast iron stove at the center of the protected zone, anchoring it securely. Next comes the chimney. Piece by piece, they assemble the metal flue pipe, guiding it upward through the ceiling and out through the roof. When everything is installed, the stove stands proudly in its place, solid, practical, and beautiful in its simplicity. With the cabin nearly complete, the team turns to one final touch, adding a front porch roof to finish the build and give the entrance a warm, welcoming character. The porch roof adds both function and charm. With this final touch, the cabin no longer feels like a project under construction, but a home thoughtfully built from the ground up, one beam, one plank, one day at a time. And just like that, their cabin is finally complete. Thank you for joining them on this incredible journey. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe so you won't miss any upcoming adventures. Goodbye for now, and see you in the next one.